The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters and any guests and do not reflect the views, thoughts, and opinions of any of the sponsorships or affiliates of thereof.
You are now tuned to the Lake Talk with your host G Daddy Funk. The Lake Talk. What to do with your boys from the Lake Talk 801 podcast, where we shine light on local artists and entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
To my right, Babyface Fonzie.
What's up?
To my left, the Real Ruby.
Thank you for that introduction.
And myself, G Daddy Funk, aka Baby Bladder.
Baby Bladder,
hey,
aka it's always aka something else.
Yeah, so it changes.
We'll make it a little
changes.
longer next time.
All right, I will. Yeah, I'll work on that. But we did go to the Bohemian Brewery.
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Last night.
We got a little tour.
Yeah.
And it was dope, man. I felt like when I walked in with those big tanks and all that.
Yeah.
I felt like I was in the Breaking Bad show.
Yeah, bro.
Make some meth or something.
We don't do meth. We make it.
Yes.
No, I'm joking. No, we don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but the brewery's cool, man. They have a cool setup over there.
They do, man.
Really nice, neat operation.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Hopefully, I get to go back and get some more footage because we went after hours, after they were basically closing up shop.
Yep.
And so they invited me to go back while they're working and see how everything is
just you?
actually made. Yeah, just me, because you guys ain't doing shit. Just standing
that's
around
fucked up.
like pendejos. Nah, I'm
Fuck
joking.
you, fuck you.
Anyways, shout out to Dylan for that opportunity, man. We appreciate it.
Yep,
It was
Ranger Dan.
Danger Dan. Yeah, hey, what's up?
Ranger Dan.
Get closer to the mic, bro.
I am close to the mic.
Nah,
man.
put that shit in your mouth.
All right.
Nah, I'm just like,
Hey, bro, that's crazy. Is Danger Dan not Ranger? I mean, it's Ranger Dan, not Danger?
I mean, nah, dude. It's Ranger Dan.
Look,
this is what it is.
I've been calling him
It's Ranger Dan and the Danger Clan.
Oh.
That's what it is. So you know.
No.
I knew that.
I'm taking
you
notes.
were calling him Danger Dan?
I've been calling him Danger Dan.
Ranger Dan and the Danger
No wonder
Clan.
he always laughs every time I call him Danger Dan. Hey, what's up, dumbass? Anyways, but that's funny. That's funny, dog. Danger Dan.
Danger Dan, yeah.
Ranger Dan.
Ranger
and the Danger
You
Clan.
see, you already messed me
This
up.
guy,
You
dude.
already messed me up.
I
bro.
know. Don't listen to him.
Shit, I got a goldfish memory, bro.
You do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a really nice
Time
over there. We had dinner. It was delicious.
Yeah, the bartender that served us and stuff. Thanks to her,
Yeah,
man. She
shout
did
out
a
to
great
her.
job. So yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah, as a lot of you may or may not already know, our podcast is sponsored, supported by Bohemian Brewery, crafting Utah's finest lager since 2001. Our favorite is their Mexican-style lager called Cerveza. Smooth, easy drinking, and literally perfect for any occasion.
Hey,
So thank you. Shout out to Bohemian. for
damn,
that.
you sound like you wrote that, bro.
I had to say it a few times.
Oh,
you know,
okay,
so I'm getting it down.
You're good, bro.
You got it?
You're
You got
getting-
it down?
Getting it
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
man. Hey, so talking about now that we're sponsored, right? Like, you know, you guys were saying like, damn, are we gonna drink every time now? Like, you know, because we're not heavy drinkers. I don't like to
mean,
consider
no.
myself a heavy drinker.
I mean, what's a heavy drinker? You know?
I don't know,
Shit.
man. I think when you're going through bad times, you know, sometimes you need like, you know, something to chill, a beer.
Right.
Not to go all crazy and shit. But a heavy drinker would be somebody that's drinking every day,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
24/7.
I say, and that can't.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
not control it, but it just goes
You're
overboard.
making me feel guilty because I drank last night. I went to the brewery, and then the night before that, I drank as well.
So I ain't gonna lie, cause that's what I did too, right?
Yeah, I was with you last 3 nights in a row. I
Yeah.
just realized
I don't drink.
I need to stay away from you.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you're the bad influence, huh?
Fonzie
Or he's
is
the
a-
bad
yeah.
influence. Damn.
I don't feel like I'm the bad
It's
influence,
fucked up,
but
Fonzie.
it is what it is. But thank you so much, Bohemian Brewery.
Oh yeah,
If you guys don't see us drinking once in a while on the episodes, don't get offended. We just
Nah, we still.
we still will.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay,
Ruben's
fuck
like, I don't know if I'm gonna. You want one? Yeah, I'll get one. But Mike Masters, the warm up,
Yeah.
December 11th.
Yeah.
It's going down. There's some new matchups. I'm excited to go again. I don't know if you guys want to pull up, but I'm for sure going to be there.
Yeah, let's pull up. Does that go off of the last one too?
Yes.
So, like it's like a tournament style?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so, because Glocko's in it. I think it's the winners.
They have some new competitors, though,
they
too,
do.
right?
They do.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And it's going to be at Liquid Joe's. So I
Yeah.
think that's a little bit more intimate, I guess.
I think it's more appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a better venue for that. Because last time we were at where? Buffalo Wild Wings or some shit? No,
Wingstop.
Wingnut.
Wingnuts.
Yeah, Wingnut.
And it was cool. Don't get me wrong. They had a nice little patio area, but we packed that bitch out.
Yeah. It was
So
packed.
I think Liquid Joe's, it'll be more room for people, for sure.
Definitely.
And they remember I was talking shit about Liquid Joe's, but they like redid that place.
They remodeled it.
Yeah, they like did something new. Like I don't know. I went there the other last week to pick up my dad, and it looked different.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, Santo was telling me that you went to his thing.
I didn't go to
Oh,
his thing,
damn,
but
that's
I was
badass.
I didn't even know he was performing. I went to pick up my dad, and then I saw him perform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did he kill it?
Yeah, he does a good job. He has a good stage presence.
Excuse me?
Wait, stage what?
Stage presence.
Oh, okay. I swear, I heard press ass.
Damn,
That's
bro,
what I heard.
that?
I was like, what the?
Fonzie,
Hey,
bro.
wait, I'm gonna rewind
Take
this
his
shit.
beer away.
I'm
That's
gonna
already
rewind
drunk.
this shit. I'm gonna
He's
rewind
already
it.
mishearing
All right.
people.
Hey, I'm gonna use those clips. I'm gonna rewind it. I'm
All right,
gonna rewind
whatever.
it.
I was talking fast. Sometimes I do that. All right, but
I'm just saying, you get me on. You get on me on that
I
shit.
think he has good stage presence.
There you
Okay, good job.
Good stage
job.
presence.
Oh,
I've always thought
wow.
that since the first time I saw him perform.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you said that before when he
You know?
performed at Baby Bash.
Yeah, but I didn't like go there to see him. I just ran into him,
That's dope.
and then like he was done, and I went and I said, "What's up?" You know?
Yeah.
Just because I know him, but that's it. It's
Cool, man. Well,
Fonzie. Nobody had no nice. What did you say? Press ass.
that's what I heard. I'm gonna rewind this shit. I'm gonna rewind it and put this clip like twice.
Oh man,
I'm
all
gonna
right,
double
whatever.
it.
It's cool.
Press
I'm
ass,
cool
press
with
ass, press ass, press ass.
I really don't give a
Press ass,
fuck.
press ass. Anyways, talking about having stage presence or having a presence, we have a artist,
Yes.
a podcaster, a music artist. I heard he's a soccer player. I don't know. I haven't seen him play.
Yeah.
I heard he's fast on the soccer field.
On the field, that
Yeah. What?
like it was a field. They played at a football field. It's
soccer
not just
field.
Soccer. It's not a soccer field. It's just a field, right?
Okay. Yeah. Well, when it's a soccer field, because you can't play soccer in a football field
Right,
because
but
they're playing football.
They were working out, but go ahead.
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay.
I didn't mean to interrupt your
So we have Maikon.
Macon's in the building.
Hey.
What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up?
So
Chilling, man.
I
Before you continue,
Yeah, shut up, Fonzie.
It's a show, right?
Yeah, it's a show.
You don't consider it a podcast.
I not really. Nah. Yeah, because maybe later on I'll put him on like all the iTunes and Spotify, but not right now. It's just a show.
Okay.
I want to be a show host.
Nice.
You know.
Okay.
So
I just wanted to clarify
yeah,
that.
that's dope.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's dope.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, man?
Man, fuck. I don't even know where to start. You know, it's I'm a fucking I'm
all
a man
good?
of all trades. You know, right now I got like Verdi on. You know, that's my brother's clothing. Yeah, and then it's like esports. It's esports. So I do when it comes to music, business, entrepreneur. You know, I got some businesses, music, and esports, and I used to play soccer. I still play sometimes. But
you do
Every
you?
now and then.
yeah,
Indoor or outdoor?
everything.
Everything, no matter,
Yeah.
huh? Damn,
No matter.
watch out, man.
Okay.
I don't play.
Watch
I
out.
don't
We don't play soccer.
No, but if you did, you'd have to, you know. Be
I
on your
mean,
toes.
And of
Yeah,
course,
hell yeah.
the Maikon show too. You know,
For
I
sure.
barely just started being a show host, so
Okay.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
fucking fun.
So let's start for real. Are you originally from Utah?
Nah, I'm from
Okay.
El Salvador.
El Salvador.
I was
okay.
born in Chalatenango,
Okay.
so yeah, this is I consider this my home, but you know, I wasn't born here. I was
Okay.
in El Salvador.
Okay.
How long have you been out in the States then?
I came here when I was 9.
Mm-hmm.
Then I stayed here till I was 10. Then I moved to Virginia. Came back at like 12, and then moved out to Europe. No, to Arizona when I was like 16, and then to Europe when I was 18. And then after that, then I went back to my country and then came back here.
Yeah,
It
you
was
were
till
all
I
over
was
the
like
fucking
21.
place.
Is it like
Who are you?
military?
Who are you hiding from, bro?
Nah, it's just I don't know, man. Well, my parents left when I was really young, so I've always been quote unquote on the road. You know, I've always been on the go. till now. Maybe it's been like 5 years. That's the most I've ever been in a place. So
when you went to Europe, is it for soccer?
yeah, for soccer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So soccer was basically your main focus in a sense.
Oh yeah, 100%. There was nothing else ever that I cared about. It was just soccer.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
So at what age did you start playing soccer?
I can't even remember. It was just back in my country. I was probably like, oh shit, goddamn.
You were born with the soccer right there.
Nah, but I don't know. My earliest memories are like maybe 3 years old, just playing in the field. I don't remember how I started. I don't remember how it was there the whole time.
Did your dad play soccer or somebody or who?
Nah, my dad was ass.
Oh, really? Oh, so you would beat him if you tried to play?
Oh,
you.
100%. 100%.
That's funny.
I heard my uncle would play. He was pretty good too, but he got hurt and he stopped.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Okay. Damn. Okay. So now, you continued playing soccer when you came out here. Like what?
Yeah, it was kind of like I just played street soccer in my country.
Okay.
Street soccer, play every single day. Then when I came here, it was kind of like, oh, there's teams. Like you can participate in a team and join a team. And I started joining a team, and then after that, it was all about soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Damn. So you moved straight from El Salvador to here to Utah?
I got to LA first.
Okay.
And then from LA, I came here. Yeah. Straight.
Okay.
What part of LA?
Fuck, I don't know. I know it was.
You were too young?
It just dropped me off there.
Okay. And then to Utah.
Yeah, right
and then
after.
You went to school here and everything?
Yeah.
And then you started playing soccer?
Provo, yeah.
Oh,
Provo.
Provo.
And then I started playing just in a club team, small team. And back then we were so young, there was girls and boys. We just played
together.
And then, I don't know, just the first time I played in a team, it was so fun, And it was easy for me. It was just, I don't know. It was just Utah players weren't that good back then. So
you're just,
it was just
thing,
easy
huh?
for me, yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
You're like Messi out there.
Yeah.
With all the kids.
He said,
yeah. No, it was like
so,
that.
So you know you're good then, like, because I mean, if you're saying like, you know what
Well,
I'm
I
saying?
meant at that time, but I'm
At
not
that
saying
time?
he's not good. But
No, I'm saying because he said he's like,
Yeah,
I'm good.
Well, that's the thing that I feel like you need to know you're good, but still be humble enough to understand that you need to get better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I knew I consider myself the best at that point, but there was always challenges. There was always somebody else that was like, oh, now I need to get better than him. But it was always a game. There was always a level to unlock, So it was always like, I'm the best, but then you meet someone who's better.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, now I need to be better than him.
Hey.
And then you're better than him, and then it continues until you get to Messi, and then it's like, fuck.
Then it stops there. You
It's like,
can't go
shit,
any
I don't
further.
know. I don't think so.
Damn.
You don't want to get to that level, bro, because then kind of knows where to come from.
Damn.
Gotta be my ass, bro. I just saw a meme where he said it's like, I know he meant to miss the penalty, so now I'm really gonna beat him up.
Oh,
That shit was funny, bro. That whole shit was funny as fuck.
So like, how into it are you? Like the World Cup? Are you into it even before that? Like,
So after I retired, I was very young when I retired. I was like 23, I think.
Okay.
And I stopped. I completely stopped. It was just kind of like, fuck it. I was very like heartbroken. You know what I mean? So
Well, why?
because it was just like, it's like, man, since you're a kid, you give your whole life, everything, nights, like blood, sweat, and tears for something, and then one day it doesn't make you happy no more. And you're like, fuck. And it's kind of like a breakup.
Yeah.
You break up and then you try to not look at it. You try to not be around it. And that's why I fell in love with music, because it was kind of like a rebound,
So at 23 you stopped soccer, but then you started music.
Yeah. No, I was doing music at like 18, but it was kind of quiet because somebody back in the academy, we're in Riaso Lake Academy in Arizona, we would do like little freestyle stuff, and I was ass, but they told me like, now you suck. And I was like, fuck. And that's when they fucked up, because when somebody tells me I suck, it's just like, oh, that's fucked. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now I obsess over it, and I just go all the way in.
Yeah.
And then I would do music, and when like it was bad with soccer, when I would get injured, I would just go all the way into music, or else I would get depressed. So I said, nah, fuck that. I don't believe in depression. So I just got into music instead of just feeling bad for myself.
Damn. So you playing soccer for almost what, like I'm gonna say what, 13 years?
Yeah, well, since I was a
18?
baby. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so it's almost 23. Well, not
Almost
23.
20. Yeah, almost 23. Yeah, because I
Well,
mean,
you say you were
since-
2 years old.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
So playing soccer that long, I'm pretty sure your parents are encouraging you, or was it the opposite?
Well, it's weird because when you're a kid, you know how Latin parents are. They don't really care. They're just so. You know, I heard something where they say when you come to this country as a Latin parent, you come with a lot of trauma, right? And you don't know how to deal with it, so you just put you go all in into work. You know, I'm pretty sure your parents were like that too.
Yeah,
It's just work,
yeah.
work.
Yep.
So they were never really there. Like, you know, they were there because they're parents and they had a roof over my head and everything, food, but they were never there, you know? And nobody really supported me. It was just kind of like, I just want to be the best. I don't
Yeah.
care, you know?
Yeah.
So
That's what it was. I mean, it's true. Like, Latin parents do come out here with trauma.
Yeah.
I'm also noticing that Latin parents, when they come out here, it's like it's to work, get
Yeah.
the money. So even if they have kids, it's kind of hard to pay attention to the kid because
So
they're
hard.
always working. So in that regard, okay. So it was like whatever. Your parents kind of weren't there, but they still supported you in a sense.
they did when it started to like, oh shit, like
He's
people,
good.
people really, because my dad, they would tell him like, oh, look at your son, and then I'm like, oh, what? And then he would go in and like start yelling, and I was like, Dad, I know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean? So
Like-
then he started, but he knew that I didn't need anybody's support. It was weird, bro. Like, I don't like when somebody feels like they need support, because that means you don't really like it. You just need validation. You know what I mean? So it was, to me, it was just like, oh, I believe in myself. And I want it so bad that I don't give a fuck if my own parents don't believe me. I don't care. I just go all in.
Wait. So where did that come from? Because is it something you think you were born with?
Probably, yeah. Well, my dad is the same way. You know, my dad is the same way. So probably, I believe that whatever you have when you have a kid, it's how your kid is going to be like.
So it's like genetics.
Yeah, genetics. Whatever. I know that when my dad had me, he was going through a lot. He just wanted everything in the world. He wanted to push, wanted to win so bad. So probably I just...
You
That's what
picked
you
up
want.
on that.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
That makes a lot of sense.
They
I
say the apple don't fall far from the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
except you fell far. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Bro. I'm just around.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Excuse me?
I'm joking. Bro. I'm joking.
I can neither confirm or deny that. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
There you go.
Well, no. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, so then now, what about your friends and stuff and cousins, family? What are they out here as well, or you didn't have any family out here? Was it just your immediate family?
At that point, yeah, we had a nobody. It was kind of like maybe some of my parents' friends, but nothing that I knew. You know, it was just us.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so now let's get a little bit into the music. When you started doing music or whatever, 18, they told you suck. You went all in on that shit. You're like, okay, I'm gonna show these guys or whoever that I could do this.
Yeah, it was kind of like I would stay up late. You know, I would work really hard with soccer. Soccer never went away because I felt like I always feel like I need to pivot. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty good at this. I got it on lock. Like, what else can I do? You know, so music just kind of like got a hold of me, and I just started doing music. And I would stay up late, and just like I said, when I was injured, I would go all in. But when I wasn't, I would just lean into soccer.
Gotcha.
You know.
Okay.
What did you do to perfect your craft at that time when they told you?
You suck.
Soccer or music?
No,
Music.
music. Sorry.
Just experience it, man.
Yeah.
You know, just become a student. You have to become a student. A lot of people think that it's just work, but nah, you have to become like, why does that sound good? Like, does it? You have to really love feedback as well. You know, because if people tell you that sucks, there's a reason why people tell you it sucks.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Sometimes people are just hating.
No, I know, but if the majority,
Right, no,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
If the
Most of the
majority
time, I
say it sucks, then it sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's a consumer base, you know, it's a consumer business. If
Right.
people don't like it, then
You're making music for other people, right?
huh?
You're making people music for
Exactly.
Speak, get closer to the mic or something, bro. You sound low, man.
All right.
That's good right there.
My bad, guys.
Just put it in your mouth.
This guy,
Hey yo,
yeah, put a condom on it at least. I don't want to mess with the mic. I don't want to mess with
Shit, bro.
the mic. This fool. How would you describe your music? Like what genre for the listeners?
So for the longest time, it was hip hop. Hip hop, I was going really into hip hop, but then I don't know. I did very good in 2020, and I dropped a song every single week, and it was I remember it was almost 500K listeners on Spotify. So it was a lot going on, and but then I took a year off. I took a year off.
And I kind of want to get into that. He kind of rushed it a little bit, but it's okay. Like fuck it, it is what it is. But so I remember in 2020, right? You were all over the place. I would hear your name all over the place, right? So I remember I reached out like, hey, what's up, man? Come through. And you were scheduled to come through, and then I don't know what happened. Something happened that you had to cancel, which is I understand that life happens. But then after that, bro, you disappeared.
Yeah.
You disappeared, and I was like, what the fuck happened to Maikon, bro? Like you had like a big following.
Yeah,
you had a big following. Can you elaborate a little bit about that? Like, what made you stop and like just fuck everything, fuck music?
I feel like I'm obsessed with killing yourself. Figuratively, killing yourself and just starting over, right? And I felt like when at the end of 2020, there was a lot of things happening. Like you said, I made Joseph Smith, and that really blew up. A lot of people really liked it. There was a lot of mad people, but you need that. In music, if you don't have controversy, then you're probably
not doing nothing.
You're not doing it. Yeah. So I figured, I was like, man, you have to be different in music. You have to. If you're not different, then there's not a spark, So I was like, what don't we like to talk about? And that was the Mormon church. The Mormon church is really iffy to talk about here because you never know. And I remember just I always had an idea of making a song called Joseph Smith because it was it's just funny,
Yeah.
And Joseph Smith was a pimp, bro. Like he was a pimp. he had his thing going on, and it was just funny, right? Like, and that concept, I took it and I was like, okay, what if I give him this? And I give what the people want. They want something different, you know? So I give him that, made a lot of noise, and that's how it started really making noise. But it got to a point that I was just like, there was some agents in LA that wanted to sign me. And we had it was 4 months of negotiation. I was still dropping a song a week. We were negotiating what was going to happen and everything. And I have no idea why, but it just, at the end, it didn't happen. So I felt so bad because it was kind of like my whole life I had to pivot. It was always like, oh, something happened, boom, pivot, right? And there was one time in soccer that I didn't pivot because I kind of just boom, my life.
You said you stopped at 23.
Exactly, yeah, 23. I couldn't pivot for some reason. And you have to pivot if you want to keep going.
Right.
And I didn't. For some reason, I didn't. So I was like, I lost my girl. I fell into drugs and alcohol and everything. And
at 23?
Yeah, 23. Right after soccer, I just didn't know that because essentially it's an early retirement, right?
Yeah.
And it's so early that you're like, what the fuck, right? So you lose all sense of identity and you become no man.
A Kermit? Is it a Kermit or a hermit? Or what is it?
Yeah.
A hermit? A Kermit. Anyway, that's a joke. Anyway, go ahead, though. Go ahead.
You're not at a no man's land, right?
Yeah.
You have no idea. So when music came along, it was kind of like it helped me, right?
Right.
But I felt like with music, I was like, it's my last chance. It's my last chance to prove people wrong. I was using music to tell people like, hey, I'm still great. Yeah. I'm still successful.
Yeah.
Like soccer was nothing. You know what I mean? So I was using it. So when it didn't happen, I didn't really love it enough to be like, oh, I don't give a fuck. Let's just pivot.
Keep going.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't really, really love something, you usually get stopped by something. Right? When you love it, you don't give a fuck what happens. You just keep going because it's a natural thing. Like I would do this without even getting paid. Right. You're not looking to be to make it. You're looking just to do it for the rest of your life.
And you're having fun with it.
Exactly.
It's fun.
Yeah.
That's when you know you love it. Right. So I couldn't pivot after that. It was kind of like, fuck, the same way. And then I was like, fuck it. I'm going to take a whole year without doing nothing and become a quote unquote normal person. Right. Go to work every single day, 8 hours, come back home and watch Netflix. That's all. And just do what makes me happy, like just be content with life, right?
Right.
So I did that for a whole year, and I think by the end of the year, I started getting into meditation.
Okay.
Right? I think it was like September or July or something.
Mm-hmm.
I started getting into meditation, and that helped so much because it was kind of like, oh, you were always just chasing validation. You know, I was always chasing love me, like, you know.
It's all about me.
It's all about me. Like nobody else. It's like I need to do this before I die, or else, you know, I don't know. But I don't know what it was. But then I really had to go in like, what the fuck do I really love? And I just loved creating and talking to people. That shit just like gets me going, you know, just understanding other people. And I remember when we were in the studio, I would spend like 3 hours and we wouldn't do shit. Like 5-6 hours, we didn't do shit. I would be with Lalo or something, or Joe the producer, and then just nothing, and just talk. I was like, fuck. Because in 2020, I tried to do that. It was called Maikon and Friends. And I did one, and it did pretty good, but I just didn't keep going, right?
Right.
So I was like, fuck it, let me just start a show. Let me start. And I know podcast was huge. So I was like, I don't want to do a podcast. I want to like a show because I want to always pivot.
Right.
You know, I want to be able to like, the Maikon show pretty much means everything. It's just a show, and whatever I want to do, I do it. Right. Exactly. I can do a vlog. I can switch it up and do like a fight night or something. I don't know. It will always be the show though, you know?
Right.
And the coolest thing was the contrast that it's, my name is on the wall and it says the Maikon show, but I'm celebrating other people.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that was I believe that essentially that whole year was kind of like me taking, it's kind of like a person doing ayahuasca, but it took me a whole year.
Damn.
Right? Because I did it naturally.
You said the people doing what?
Ayahuasca.
What's that?
Isn't that
it's a drug. It's like the toad. Have you heard about that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you had like an epiphany.
Yes, but it took me like I believe that drugs just speed up the process, right? Okay. And that's scary because you don't go through the
steps?
The steps,
yeah.
Yes, because you could. It's a power you have. So if you don't go through all the steps, you could lose it quick, and then you can go into a bad place. But me taking a whole year without drinking, without doing any drugs, and just like every single day I would listen to myself. Like I would just talk to myself. Like, why did this happen? Like, who are you? And I learned how to, like you said, when I was in 2020, I was working so hard and I was around people all the time. And I was like, trying to become the best. But when you're by yourself 24/7 and you're just speaking to yourself, you become yourself's best friend.
Yeah.
So your own best friend. And then you start talking to yourself. It's like, hey, you probably shouldn't have done that back then. And yourself says, oh shit, you're right. And then your conscience starts like, right now at this moment, I'm myself's best friend. Like I talk to myself all the time and I hug it and I understand it. And like I said, that whole year, that's what happened. I would talk to myself every single day.
Just you're learning yourself, learning who you are.
Exactly who I am. Mm-hmm. And once that happened, I was like, fuck, I'm going to start a show. And the Maikon show was born.
Well, in between that time, were you ever like, damn, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go make music, or I'm gonna go play some soccer? Like, did that ever come in? Really?
Well, I remember it was 2022 now, right? 2021 at the end when I was like, I know myself. I was like, let me give it a last try with soccer, because I was like 27 or something. I was like, if I do good enough, if I take care of my body, I got to 37 like Sharon does. So I still got probably like 10 years, right? So I did that. And I was doing pretty good and I was excited, but I don't know. It was kind of like I understood why I didn't do it anymore. There was a reason why I didn't do it anymore, right?
Yeah.
And I'm older. I got more responsibilities. Back then, I didn't give a fuck. It was kind of me against the world, and I went hard, and I don't care if I broke anybody's heart. I don't care. This is what I need to do, right?
Yeah.
So now I was in another place mentally, and we played the Riaso Lake Academy.
Okay.
Right? We played the Riaso Lake Academy, and I remember being in the middle of the field, and the kids were running around me, but eyesight as every single kid was me. right? That's how I felt. Like I was like, wow. And I had this epiphany that it was just like, this was beautiful. And that's what all it was. It was a beautiful process that I did. And I shouldn't have to try to do it again or get away from it. You know, it was kind of like, I was just gonna be grateful that it happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And right after that, it like kind of became before that, I would like look at a soccer field and I'd be like, nah, fuck that. Or like I would look at a soccer ball and I'm like, nah, fuck that. But I was mad at it instead of just being like thankful that it happened and it built the person I am today. So I was kind of just like, man, that was cool. So now I'm just grateful for what it happened. And then I was like, nah, I'm not going to do this no more. And after that, that's when, and plus with soccer, I was a piece of shit. You know what I mean? I was
you were mean? You were a bully?
No, not a bully, but I was someone who, when your whole life, when people don't believe in you and they push you down and they don't think you, because I came from Provo, bro. Like, that doesn't happen in soccer. What the fuck? A kid from Provo, right? So, when your whole life they tell you, no, you can't, it's impossible, and when you make it out of everybody, then your head gets big. You're like, fuck yeah, I told you guys. I told you I was right. So then if you're not careful, that can take over you. And you're like, I'm the shit. I'm better than everybody. And I was okay until I started getting hurt. And when I would get injured, I would just make up for the lack of not playing. And I knew I felt so bad that I would be like overconfident. You know what I mean? I would become cocky. And I remember when we did the U20 World Cup, actually, when my country, and I should have said I was hurt. But I was like, nah, like I could, right? And when I was there, I knew I was hurt, and I would be like super cocky with everybody. Like they're like, oh, you need to wear a dress, like dress up for the ceremonies. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna wear that. I don't like those shoes.
Where was this for?
The World Cup, U20 World Cup.
Oh, really?
Turkey, yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So that was just when I got signed.
Damn, bro. So you weren't humble. Like you were thinking you were the shit.
Yeah. But that was because I was making up for the lack of confidence, right? And that's why I always feel like people are way too confident because they're not really confident. Like they're cocky because they're not confident.
That's like a defense mechanism that they use to cover their.
Exactly. So when you're really confident, you tell yourself every day that you're the best. But everybody else doesn't even know you think you're the best, you know? But if you tell everybody else that you're the best, then that's you're just like, hey, don't look at my flaws. Like I am the best. Shut up, you know?
Damn.
Yeah.
So when you told them like I'm not wearing that, did they bench you or what happened?
No,
there?
like you got to think that I was 18 as a professional soccer player in Europe. And none of my peers were doing that. They were barely in like in a youth team in El Salvador, right? I was so ahead of my age that everybody around me didn't know how that felt. So they were just looking up to me like, whoa, that guy. So I took advantage of that. I feel like, it was like whatever I said goes. And then even the coach was like, we can't tell him nothing. You know what I mean? So when you take advantage of that, you get your repercussions, like you get negative energy back.
Right. So you spoke a little bit about steps, that there's steps to everything, right? Because if you start from the bottom and all of a sudden you're at 100 real quick, you miss all that experience that life has to offer. In this situation, when I mean you were good and you practiced to be good, what was the step that you missed that made you be cocky and shit and all that stuff? What were those steps?
I think I was way too young. Like when
but I mean, I guess because when you're young, bro, like especially if you're good at something, hell yeah, you're gonna think you're the shit, right?
Yeah.
And it is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good and it's bad. But like you didn't have any mentors and nobody telling you.
That's what it was. It was before I became a professional soccer player. There was a guy named Freddie. Freddie was the last head coach for Real Salt Lake. And coming up, he was just a normal coach, right? And Freddie was the guy that was my mentor. Like when I would fuck up, he would like, hey, get the fuck back, you know? He was a Latin guy who didn't give a fuck. And I would tell him like, oh, I'm gonna become this. And be like, nah, I don't think you will. And that shit just pushed me, right? And you need somebody in your life that's like, nah, you're not good enough. like you need to keep working, you know, so it balances you out. If you don't get balanced, then you're going right. So I went to Europe and I had nobody. Plus, there was a huge thing that happened that if I left the country, Real Salt Lake couldn't sign me because I was barely, I didn't have my papers.
Okay.
Right. So Real Salt Lake said, hey, go to college, get your student visa, then come here. Boom, we sign you. Because if they do it, it takes longer, right? Because I came here legally.
Yeah.
So they told me that, and I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm 18. Like I am broke, right? Like I had no money. I was like, nah, I need money. Like I'm this good. I have diploma still at the Real Salt Lake Academy where it says I was the best player of that year, right? Of all my age in the country. So in my mind, I was like, what the fuck? What am I gonna go to college for? Every college wanted me, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go to college because why am I so good and I'm gonna waste my time in college, right? So that's when the agents started coming in, and I got some offers from Atlas in Mexico and in Europe, and I was gonna do a tour of like teams like Bayern Munich and all those things. So I went to Europe, but the problem was if I didn't make it, I had everything set up, right? I had all the tryouts and everything, but if I didn't make it, I couldn't come back to the U.S. So when I got there, we practiced and we did some games, and it's like, oh, there's a practice game. Would you like to play with it before you come, like before you got me actually try out? And it's like, yeah, for sure, I'll go. I went there and I get hurt. Oh, bro, I fucked up my hamstring. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. Nah, fuck that shit.
Oh, wow.
And so the worst thing that I didn't want in life happened, right? Yeah. So that right there proves that if you just pivot, it's all good. It's good. Fuck it. Let's get back to it. It's all going to be okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I was like, nah, fuck, it's all good. And then the agent that saw me, I had a bunch of other big trials that I was going to do, but I couldn't get there. So the only agent in the club that saw me was like, nah, I believe in him. Like I saw him play, trust me. And the board of directors was like, nah, we've never even seen him play. We only seen videos. We don't know if he's good, right? And there was a video on YouTube that had like 20,000 views back then when 20,000 views was a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That said like the next Cristiano Ronaldo. So they all heard that I was in there. So they all started commenting like, oh, can't wait. They call me the dribbling king and everything. Yeah. So I took a picture of me with the scudo, with the sign of the club.
Oh yeah.
And everybody went crazy, right? And they're like, so that kind of pushed the club to be like, we'll give you a chance, right? So I always was able to like, how can I manipulate?
You manipulated it big time.
What's going on around me? So then probably helps me out.
Yeah.
Right. So and that's just media. Nowadays it's all media. Yeah. So I did that, and then they were like, okay, fine, we'll give you some. It looks like you got a lot of support. We'll give you some. We'll give you a chance. So it took 3 months to get better. As soon as I got better, boom, I started scoring. It's like goal after goal after goal. And when like the team, when they were like ready to probably do something, I fractured my foot. It's like, what the fuck is going on, right? Like,
damn,
I'm this close for them to be like, nah, fuck it, like because
we're done
with you, right? Yeah. And I was like, damn, what the hell's going on? And then there was this much. If I would have a little bit more, if I would have like fractured more, it's broken, and that's a bad thing. So it was this much, and then I waited for like 4 months, and it kind of came back by itself, right? Because if it doesn't break the whole way, it can come back.
Yeah, it heals itself.
So, I get back, everything was good, and I start practicing again, and boom, again, score. I was scoring every game, and then after that, the season ended, and I was like, yeah, we'll give you a contract. Damn. And I was like, bro. But the craziest thing is I wish everybody like could reach their dream. I wish everybody could just reach what they really hope for their whole life, because they'll understand that it doesn't feel at all how you thought it was going to feel. It's such a like fool's gold, right?
Yeah.
I always stop, and I've talked to a lot of more successful people, and it never feels like how it's gonna feel.
Yeah. Like you think it's gonna feel.
Yeah. Right? A lot of successful people, like you tell them like, hey, when did you know you make it? And they're like, it just happened. Like sometimes you even get told, hey, here, look at all these people looking, and you're like, oh, you're in the studio, or you're doing whatever you're doing. Yeah. You don't know that you made it until you made it. So it doesn't feel right. So I go there and I'm signing. And in my mind, I was like, oh, the day that I make it, all my friends are going to be there. We're going to pop champagne. We're going to fucking fuck some hoes and stuff. Like, go crazy, right? In the club and be happy as shit. But
That's what's up.
but that's what you think, right? It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a celebration. Bro, when I signed my contract, it was afternoon. So, no, it was early in the morning. So it was like 3 a.m. here. So nobody gave a fuck because everybody was asleep. And I was like, damn, and I'm signing. And then I had to take a bus because you don't get, you get paid till the next month, right? So you get I took a bus back home. And I remember I just saw it in the bed and I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is it,
this
right?
Is what it was?
This is what it is. And because when you make it, the hard thing is the people don't understand that when you get to that level, everybody else is like that as well. So nobody gives a fuck really. It's like now you got to prove yourself
to all these people.
To all those people. You already proved yourself to every people in the back. But now there's hundreds of people that you don't have no idea those people exist. Until you get there, you're like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a big just epiphany. And it was just like taking a drug, right? It took my whole life to understand, holy shit, this is, So after that, it was constant, I believe I didn't dream big enough, right? That I always just wanted to make it. That's it, getting paid. That's all, right? Yeah. And the greatest people always believe way too much. Like they believe in something that you can chase forever. And that was my mistake. I believed that I just wanted to become like a soccer player and get paid good.
And that's it.
That's it. And once that happened, I would pretty much living good, bro. Like I was, the hard thing about making a lot of money is that there's a contract. So you can fuck up all your money the whole month. And then the next month, your bank account just goes right back to it. Damn. So they're just giving you a way to fuck up your life. It's just a tool. Like, do you use it to keep going or do you use it to fuck up your life? You choose, right? So I believe I just used it to fuck up my life. Like I would go out and just party, girls, drink, and just stay up late and kept getting hurt because of that. Shit.
Fuck, bro.
And because of that, I started to be again very cocky because I was making up for it, right?
But then, so you say that you once you made it, you realized that you had to not only prove to the people that that were in the back or like your friends, family, whoever. Yeah. Now it's people that are around you, the other soccer players. Nobody was around to like motivate you. Like, hey, dog, like you're fucking up. Like
nobody. It's weird because it was kind of like it was exciting. Like everybody was doing it as well. But what I didn't understand is that everybody was older than me, so they already knew how to deal with it, right? Yeah. But
that's fucked up. Like you would think that they would tell you like, hey, don't do that, bro.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
But they don't. They don't. That's why nowadays it's all about honesty. It's like, hey, tell me when I'm fucking up, because you sometimes don't get it. You get lost in the sauce, So if everybody else is doing it around you, you want to be like them. So you're like, oh, this is how you do it,
right?
But nah, those guys were, bro. They were. It was the biggest club in Denmark. So those guys they were getting a bag. So they already knew how to. They've been in other teams. They already knew how to
maneuver, how to move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would go get fucking wasted and end up in some girl's house. And I was like, how the fuck do I get back home? I didn't know how to get back home because it was Denmark, Out there, So I was like, holy shit, how do I get back home? And I would have to try to speak to people and like, I don't know. It was just, it was really hard for me to deal with all that, And Damn. Plus, you got money, bro.
So wait, so were you late to practice and shit because of shit like that?
I wasn't late, but I was getting hurt because when you stay up late and you eat like shit, then, you know what I'm saying? So that's what happened before the World Cup. Before the World Cup, it was the biggest thing ever because if I did good in the World Cup, they signed me because I was going to go to the World Cup. So if I do good in the World Cup, somebody else snatches me. So they're like, nah, fuck that. We'll get you. So it's kind of like an investment. You go there, you kill it, and then they'll buy it from us. So we buy you at like $200,000. We might get $1 million of a view if you do good, right?
Yeah.
So I went and I was about to go and they're like, hey, there's a German cup. There was a German cup. Would you like to go just so you can be ready? And I was like, hell yeah, I'm down. And I get there and boom, again, the other hamstring, bro.
Fuck. Oh,
and
damn.
I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, damn, the World Cup is right on the corner. But I didn't want to tell people because if I didn't go to the World Cup, the smart thing to do is, hey, but the important thing is my club. Let me just, because I don't have to go to the World Cup and I'll be okay, you know? But I was like, nah, fuck that. I need to prove people wrong. Again, it was that mindset, right? And I was like, fuck it, I'll go. And I didn't tell nobody I was hurt. I didn't tell nobody until I got there. And the first game, there was a ball that went, one of us lost it, and then I start running behind the guy that was fast already because everybody there is good, right? So I was like, damn, if I wouldn't get hurt, I would have gotten there, but I could feel it. I was like, fuck, nah. And then they score. I mean, it was my fault.
Damn.
And I was like, damn, they're going to figure it out. Like, they're going to know that I'm not okay. And the next day, they saw the play and stuff. Like, yeah, he's not okay. I was like, fuck. And that's when it started. That's when I started overthinking and over being like, nah, I'm good. Like, fuck you guys, you know? And I got into deep thinking about it. I would eat bad again. I would get back, and it was just bad after that.
Damn, bro.
Like when you found out you were gonna play in the Olympics, how did that feel?
It was beautiful, you know. Like every kid, like, bro. People back here saw me on ESPN, so it was just like, to them it was whoa.
Yeah.
I was going through shit because I was like, fuck, I'm hurt. Like I'm so stupid. Like, why did I say I was okay? You know. So I got in my head, and it was just.
Did you get in trouble then after that? Because you didn't say you were okay?
Not in trouble, but it was kind of like disappointment. You know, they were like, damn, like we thought he was going to be Maradona. I thought he was going to be Messi. Like he couldn't do anything, but I didn't know I was hurt. You know? So in my mind, I was just like, fuck, maybe I'm not that good.
Damn, Maikon, that shit's crazy,
You know what I'm saying?
bro.
That's
So it was tough. It was tough, but after that, it was kind of like my downfall. It was just where it kept getting. I believe in momentum, and there's just like there's momentum for success, there's momentum for failure, right?
Yeah.
And it was kind of one thing after the other,
Trickling
down, yeah. And you forget to pivot, right? It's always like, it beat me. Fuck, it beat me. And every battle becomes like you get beat. It's like a stock. It's like you keep going down.
Yeah.
And when you pivot, it's kind of like, nah, fuck that. What else can I do? Can I get better? And I never, maybe it was because I didn't have that mentor. You know, I didn't have that guy that was like, hey, you ain't shit. Get back to it. You know?
Yeah, work on yourself.
Exactly.
So at that time, after that, because you said you were 19 at that time or 18?
Yeah,
18,
19, yeah.
So you still played a few more years, and then over there?
So right after that, I kept getting hurt. Nothing happened, and there was another team that wanted me, so I went there, and I kept getting hurt. It's like, fuck. And then I came to this. Back to the U.S. after 2 years because I couldn't get back, and I finally got my visa, and I was like, it was lit, right? I came back. I came back, bro. It was so crazy because everybody, even if you're not doing good, everybody has that image of you. Right? Like, holy fuck. Like, he's the only one who made it. And, like, everybody, you know. So I come back. I have money. So it's just like, bro, I had something to do every day. Right? So I was fucking around like crazy. And that's when I met my girl. And I meet her. And I was kind of like, oh, shit. Delete all the other houses. I had like an appointment for every day. After that, I was kind of like, nah, get the fuck out.
Cancel,
So I had a girl from Arizona that was gonna come that day that traveled, and she was calling me. I just blocked her.
What?
So it's crazy, bro.
Damn.
Yeah.
Are they haunting you now? Like, does it haunt you, or you don't really care about it? I mean, you're speaking about it, right?
I'm. What do you mean haunting me?
He's like, oh fuck, I should have.
Yeah.
I got my karma for sure.
Oh, okay.
You know, I got my karma.
But did you also like, hey, you know, I was being dumb back then?
Nah, I was just in the moment.
So you never got in contact with them again?
Ever again.
Oh wow!
Because I don't care at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, it's
there's more out there.
Yeah, there's more. That's my girl. You know, and that happened, and I was about to leave back to Denmark, and she's like, so what are we? It's like, fuck.
Damn.
So that's when I fell for her, and I was just like, fuck, and I would be over there, and like, I kind of got obsessed with it, maybe because I wasn't doing good, right? But for some reason, I started doing really good, bro. I started getting better. It was like a girl can change your life. Like if a girl can really
break you or make you.
Pussy power, bro.
Yeah.
That shit.
Girl power.
Yeah. But she helped me a lot, and I was going in the gym, bro. I was going crazy, and I get back to the club, and I think the coach just didn't like me no more because I had been so long. You know, they're like, we're not gonna give you another contract. I was like, fuck. And you guys know Manchester City?
Manchester.
Yeah, Manchester City. And my old coach from Jason Christ, I don't know if you guys know Jason Christ. He was one of the first coach that won the Real Salt Lake, the one the MLS Cup with Real Salt Lake.
Okay.
Right? Jason Christ then got a huge deal with, it was kind of like a connection to Manchester United, a team in New York.
Yeah.
I think it's New York FC or something.
Okay.
And he was in Manchester City at that time. He was in England, and talked to my agent and was like, hey, I heard what's happening. Come to play with us, and you never know, probably, you know. And that's when I knew soccer wasn't it no more, because I said, nah, I just want to go home. And that kind of hunts me till now.
Damn.
That I could have never. That could have been my pivot. That could have been something like,
different.
I get back to my roots, and it's like, you never know, right? But yeah, after that, I went to my country, played. I got, after coming from the World Cup, I was still like 19 or 20, kind of 20, I think, and I just got signed easily to the biggest team in my country, bro. I was living with the president of the team in the same apartment complex, right?
Shit.
So I was hanging out with them all day, and they really loved me over there.
Yeah.
But again, it was kind of like I started getting hurt again. I wasn't eating right, I wasn't home.
And where are the coaches? You know what I'm saying? Like, the coaches are not like even trying to like, hey man, like you got to get your shit together.
They do, but it's kind of like you're already in it, bro. You're already lost. Like, I don't know. You're in this.
You're just like, you don't know what you're talking
Yeah, you don't know. Like, I'm the one that made it.
Yeah.
Like, and then the second game that I played back in my country, everybody was there. The national team coach, everybody, right? And we were losing 1-0 or something, and then we come back, and I scored 2 goals in the end. Damn. And they were all like, whoa, and the press was going crazy. I was getting interviews, and then because he saw me, he's like, we want you in the national team. And it feels like that, right? Like, people dream about this, where it's like you score and then the national team calls you. Yeah. It felt like that. But my girl was there, and we would fight a lot because we had to go to concentration, and she was there for 2 weeks, and she's like, what the fuck? I came here for nothing, right? But she couldn't understand because she's my age. She was young as well. So I would pay the people, and I'd be like, hey, just don't tell nobody. Like, the guards, I'm like, don't tell nobody. Like, I'll give you some money, and then I'll go, and I would hang out with her. And most of the times I would be like 5 minutes late, and we would have a huge fight. Damn. Just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm here for you, and like, you're not. She was so stupid. She would like go in El Salvador.
Oh, wow.
In El Salvador, bro.
Yeah.
She would leave the complex, and I was like, do you know how dangerous El Salvador is? And she would just walk. Like, she's like, like, I'm mad at you.
Well, back in the day, right?
Oh, dude, crazy. So I would get there, and they'd be like, oh no, she left. And I was like, what the fuck, she left? And she was just walking in the city. San Salvador is one of the craziest cities, right?
Yeah.
So, and I would find her, and we would get in a fight and everything. We would make up, and then I would come back like late as shit, like sneaking in, and that just, again, it's just momentum,
Damn,
and it got to a point that I kept getting hurt because I would stay up late with her, fighting and stuff, and I wasn't a man enough to be like, hey, chill the fuck down. This is what I love. I'm trying to pivot. If you want to be here, cool. If you don't, leave.
Well, and not only that, bro. Like if you make it, she makes it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
now we talk about it a lot. Like, fuck, we fucked up.
Damn, bro. Also, you still talk to her?
Oh yeah, I'm still with her, bro.
Oh, you're with her. Oh no, she's gonna hear that shit. She's stupid. She's gonna be like,
yeah, what the fuck?
damn.
No, but we knew.
Yeah.
It was a crazy time because she now believes that she loves traveling, so she could have just done online classes and just live with me, gone around the world and doing what I love.
Is she Salvadorian as well?
No, she's Colombian.
Oh,
so she's crazy like that sometimes.
Excuse.
No, but and after that, again, we played a game against Colombia, and that was my first team debut, like the national team, the actual team, and that was crazy because I was still 20, bro. Like nobody around me, my kids my age was still going to school. They still didn't know what the fuck to do, and I was already, you
made it.
Exactly.
You made it, bro.
So it was really, I remember I only played like 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I only played like 5 minutes, but it was big because it was my first time. I was only 20. And for some reason, I wanted more. So I was like, fuck this. After the game, I was pissed. And I was like, fuck. And then I went to the bus by myself. And then the coaches saw that. And then they were like, oh, he's just cocky. Like, he doesn't understand. He's a bad influence. So I was like, nah, fuck. They don't know what they're talking about. I just want more, right? And after that, it was they would call me back, but I would get hurt. And I was like, it's just a bunch of bullshit, bro. So I was like,
you were young, bro.
Yeah, I was young. And the coach, bro, no, the president of the team, the club team would be like, come on, Maikon, like, you only give us 2 good years and then we'll sell you. You make a lot of money in the MLS. And I fuck this. I'm done with this. I want to go home. I don't care. And I couldn't pivot no more, bro. And it was like, why the fuck? Because I was losing myself.
Yeah.
I wasn't no longer that 17-year-old kid who just wanted to be the best. I was kind of just like, like, this is bullshit. Like, I'll be a normal person. Like, bro, I really believe that you're a result of whatever you're doing here right now. In 5 years, you're a result of that.
Oh yeah.
So I was fucking up my life so much, and I didn't care that it became like, oh, you're gonna get it then. Oh, that's what you want? Cool. We're gonna give you that, and the universe gave me that. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do this no more. And I came back to Utah. And
you came back here.
I was just done with it. I was just done with soccer.
Man, bro, like I'm sorry, man, because like if somebody was paying me and I see my bank account, you know what I'm saying? Like, just I wasted, and all of a sudden the next month or the next whatever week or 2 weeks, it's back on wherever it was at before. Like, fuck.
But you know why? You know why you believe that? Because you have the experience.
Right. But when you're young, no, trust me, bro. So I understand you. That's why I say like you were young, because back in the day, right? Like I feel when you talk about steps, I think back in the day, my cousin, rest in peace, Sam Leon, he's right there, and it's on my thing too. Anyways, he got a contract with Univision. He got a group. You know what I'm saying? He made it go. He brought us with him and stuff. And so, bro, we blew up.
That's dope.
And so fucking we started, you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Girls, party, shit, all that shit. Yeah. And then you take it for granted.
You do.
And then fucking all of a sudden, I'm over here on a podcast now. You know what I'm saying? Which is not bad, but still though, like it's like,
what's wrong with that, bro?
Look at me now, bro. Still ain't shit.
But you're like, really, how the fuck did that happen? But then, if you really study your life, like you said, that whole year was understanding, why the fuck do I make a decision? How do I make a move? Does this move make sense 5 years from now?
Yeah.
That's how I feel now.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, it's like I'm working for the 5 year from now myself.
Yeah.
So I think, how would that guy feel about me making this decision? Okay, yeah, fuck that. Yeah. Sorry, fam. You know what I mean? Because I'm working for somebody else now. So in 5 years from now, that guy is going to be proud of me for what I did right now.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of the guy, of that kid. I'm not proud. But I still have to, go back and it's all good.
But yeah, no, of course, you might not be proud, but it's experience, bro.
Exactly.
If now you know. Yeah. Right? Now it's like, what are you doing to get yourself to that level again without being there? Does that make sense?
Bro, it was crazy. 'Cause I don't. You guys follow the Mexican team a lot? The soccer Mexican team?
To be honest, bro,
I watched
myself is just a cup.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm not really.
Nah, I don't.
It's hard. It's hard for me to watch it. I rather play it than watch it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, nah.
I'm not a fanatic of sports like I used to be back in the day, but not anymore, bro. I got too many other shit.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And that's what I learned, because there's a center back from Mexico. His name is Carlos Salcedo, and he's one of the biggest ones, right? He won with Chivas, with Tigres, and he killed there. And I remember in the academy, we were like this, right? He gave me my first like Air Maxes. Like, he was dope. And we would, back then I was easily better than him, but then he started getting better, And he was a center back. And I remember one time he called Freddie called us into a room after school, and we didn't go to school. And he goes, how do you guys think you're gonna be successful when you go to school? And he's like, nah, fuck this. We were like, nah, we don't want to. We know what we want to do. We don't need school. Fuck that. He said, okay, then what is your plan? And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I was a juggernaut. Like, I was just gonna make it, right? Yeah. Like, that was my mentality. And this motherfucker, bro, he stood an hour and wrote it down in the whiteboard. Mm-hmm. Every single step. He had like an equation of how he was gonna make it and like why school takes away from my time and just everything, right? I was like, what the fuck? And then he made it and he's had a longevity. And I'm like, that's what you need. You need a plan.
You need a vision.
You needed a plan.
And then a plan, yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now I can see it. Back then I didn't understand that. But now I'm like, oh, that's what you need. You need a plan because every move makes sense. It's like a chess. It's a chess. You know what I mean? That I just listened to Andrew Tate and he was saying how one of the best things you can learn is chess because in chess, no matter what happens, if you lose, you fucked up somewhere. Yeah. And you have to understand where the fuck did you fuck up. Yep. And once you understand that, you never make that move again. And like, oh, okay. And then the next game, you're better. Yeah. Right. So that's how life is now for me. It's like, oh, okay, I fucked up there. I'm not going to do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, shit. Ruben, he played chess the other day, right, Ruben?
Oh, yeah?
No, that's not true.
Didn't you?
No. Where were you going with this, Fonzie?
The cat.
No, I'm saying they were teaching him how to play chess so he could lose, right? Isn't that what you say?
This is a while ago though, but yeah, my cousin, he was teaching me how to play chess, right? And then he beats me, right? And I'm like, and I was just to fuck with him. I was like, bro, you taught me how to play just so you could fucking, you know what I mean?
Just so you could beat him.
Yeah, like he told me like how to lose basically.
Nah, but yeah.
But I never learned chess as a kid, so you know.
But playing chess is
is
dope, bro.
Yeah, it's fucking.
It makes you fucking think like crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Okay, so he wrote the equation. You didn't. You were fucking just there, like, okay, like what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, I was just like, what? Like and that's why I believe in just knowledge, bro. I believe in you need to be a smart person. If you're not a smart person, people are just gonna run over you. You know, so you have to be smart at something. Yeah. Just get good at something. You know.
Damn, dog.
So with that experience, when it came to the music, like you didn't use that experience in a sense, or
I did. Yeah. But it was kind of like, I don't know, bro. The thing with me is that I already saw the other side of the curtain. You know what I mean? I already know that it's possible. Yeah. The hardest thing for me now is when I see somebody who's barely starting and they don't understand. They're like, is it possible? Like, can I do this? And they work hard and then it's like, nah, fuck, it's so hard. And they like give up. Well, with me, I kind of, when I first started, it was kind of like a point of view, right? It was kind of like, oh, this, it's so hard. Vision. Yeah, it was so hard and fuck. But I could only see this point of view. Nowadays, I see it like a bird's point of view, right? The bird eye was bird eyes.
Bird eye. Bird's point of view.
Bird's eye.
Bird's eye point of view. You fucked me up. I was like a halo. I'm joking.
It's a bird's eye point of view, and I see it in a way that it's like, this is myself, right? I'm doing this, right? But I'm looking at it from the top, and whenever I feel like, hey, fuck, this is getting hard. Is it possible? I look it from the top, and I'm like, oh yeah, look at that one. Look at that road. Go through that road. Oh no, look at that road. Oh, look at that person. Talk to him. And it's just like, I don't believe in failure anymore. It's weird. Like once you get the drug of success, you no longer believe that it's not possible, right?
Right.
So, but music, I was like, yeah, I can do it. Fuck it. And I started going super hard. Like I saw that nobody was doing vlogs. So I just started doing that and I started recording whatever I was doing in music. And that was like, whoa, to other kids, like all the other guys. I was still a kid. I was like 23, you know, I was still young. And everybody else was like, whoa, you can do that? You can record your life and stuff. And I was like, yeah. And I would just post those videos and people started really liking me. And Salt Lake City was kind of like a hub. And I just came every single day. I would come here from Provo. I would drive up here every single day. And I didn't see it as a sacrifice. I was like, no, this is what you're supposed to do, you know? And I started getting a following like that. And then I kind of stopped that too. And then I met someone named DK. And DK was somebody who was like, oh, your shit is good. And then he started mixing my shit well. And I was like, oh, man, I am good. Because when you don't know how to mix your shit, then you might be good. But if it's not well mixed, for some reason you're just like, I don't like it for some reason, but it's because the frequencies are not right. It's not that you're not good, it's just that it's not mixed well. Sometimes you just suck, so it's fuck. But if you do it right, then people just naturally like, oh, I like it. But sometimes it's just they like it because it doesn't hurt the ear. Right. And it's like, okay, this is cool, right?
It's smooth. It has to flow right. It just the bass, everything has to sound just right.
So it's a lot more than just making music. So then when I found him, it was kind of like, boom, that guy. And he was like, hey, why don't you do what Russ did and just drop a song a week? It's like, fuck, can I do this? And then I looked at my catalog and I had so many songs because I'm still doing songs. Probably every week I'm pumping songs out.
Still
right?
now.
Still nobody hears anything, but I have so much that I'm still doing.
Why hasn't no one heard anything?
Because it's I don't know, man. I went into the music Spanish scene, so I'm
You're transitioning or what?
Well, I'm kind of like, I understand that you need to build a brand.
Okay.
Right? You need to build a brand. And from that, we'll go like, what can I do for others? And then the universe will give me back, right? And I was like, oh, okay, let's do the Maikon show. And the Maikon show is something where I'm giving everybody something. And while I'm doing something here, and I know I'm going to get something back. Yeah. Like, I wish when I dropped a song a week, it was with features. That would have been crazy. Because then I would have had 50 plus songs with other artists. And then, boom, I start my own songs, right? Because collaboration is the biggest way to get there. To get there fast. So,
but it has to be the right collaborations, though.
Yeah. Not just anyone. Of course. Yeah, not just anyone. You can't have somebody that doesn't make the song good
or doesn't match your energy.
Exactly. Yeah. But I'm very versatile. I can do whatever. And
you're true, bro. I tripped out on your catalog, bro. Like I told you, after we had canceled the podcast with you, or you canceled with us, whatever. Like, I looked for your music and it was not there. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I tripped out. I even asked Dre. I was like, hey, bro, what's up with Maikon? Like, he disappeared.
Yeah.
And he's all like, I don't know.
That was crazy, bro, because that after it didn't go through and I wasn't able to pivot, I went through a lot. I was very sad. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm not good enough. Again, look what happened with soccer. You suck. You're not good. And it was the craziest because I was like in a high. When one day I woke up, I was drinking. I woke up and I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like, I'm not good enough. And I just went on the internet and I was like, one song at a time, I was deleting it. And I was deleting it. And I was crying, bro. I was crying while deleting all of this. And it was a crazy experience. And then when I was done, I was kind of like, oh. And it was kind of like a start over.
You were relieved?
I was relieved.
For real?
Yeah.
So after everything was said and done, like,
yeah.
I washed my hands.
But in my mind, I'm like, I am that good that I can do all of this shit and then pivot and then start something else. Like, I don't need to, I don't want to be boxed in, right? That's why the Maikon show is so cool because I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like, oh, you're just an artist. Oh, you're just a soccer player. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Right? So that's when my journey to become who I am now started. The whole year was just, again, I'd have nothing. I didn't have no pressure. And at the end, I was like, I don't like this shit. Like, imagine just being a normal fucking person. Not like, imagine if you guys just weren't doing this. Like, if you guys just like went home, chill, drank, and just like thought about how cool it would be to have a podcast. Yeah. Fuck that shit, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So that's what I was like, nah, like, what the fuck? I'd rather chase a dream for the rest of my life than just be doing nothing. Yeah. That shit is whack, bro. You know,
bro, but even having a podcast or even having a show, bro, it takes a lot of work.
Oh yeah, but that's the fun thing though.
It is, but not necessarily too, because it's draining.
Yeah,
right. Like for me, for example, like I have a family. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I have bills, you know, like everybody else. Yeah. I'm not trying to say I'm any less or any more than anybody else, but what I'm saying is that's the common ground, bro. Like, we all have this stuff that holds us back. Yeah. Right? Because everybody has time, but how are you going to use that time?
Exactly.
You have to work. You have to provide for your kids. You have to do whatever you got to do. For example, I know that your edits, bro, you have a lot of content and you edit stuff. Yeah. And I've heard I'm gonna put it on blast. Put you on, not really, but Dre told me, he's all like, bro, like, we recorded like 2 hours. This dude just concised everything and put it in maybe an hour. Maybe
No, it's
less?
like
30 minutes?
25 minutes, yeah.
Damn, out of 2 hours.
Yeah.
And when he told me, I was like, damn, this dude has fucking editing skills like no other. So how long does it take you to edit something like that, bro?
Before, bro, oh man, when I started, it was a bitch. Like, I'm talking about, it was so weird because my editing is like boom, 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 constant. Like, right? If it, like, I want to get